revenge plan?
Well, basically she comes to me.
Okay.
And so I serve as her proxy really in all this. But yeah, it's a very complicated plan that this season has in store. And it's a really lovely relationship that we have because we knew each other as kids. And that, I don't know if you've seen the first episode, but
We saw the first two.
so, she's lying to everybody else, and yeah, I mean it's going to be a bumpy ride through the season in terms of her wanting justice and how I fit into that. And it's a great dynamic with the Ewings and her and I.
What can you say about that relationship? Does it turn romantic at some point, or are they kind of trying to stick to just business?
How do we write that? He shrugs.
He needs everything.
Do we get to explore some of their history? Because obviously we've heard about their history, but do we see any of their history in flashback?
No, we don't see flashback, but we definitely know that they grew up together,
Right.
and they were thick as thieves with also Kuno's character and Drew. And her family really did something amazing for me when I was a kid. 'Cause I was a street child, selling chiclets in the corner of Mexico. We were friends in the street, and she asked her mother to take me in. So we pretty much are siblings, really. And once they left Mexico and went to live in Dallas, I stayed, and I kind of grew up to be, quite savvy, streetwise and money-wise, and so that's how I made my money and then became quite rich. So,
A lot of these characters, you mentioned that she's lying. A lot of them are very dislikable, but we still really like them. Why is that? Why are we attracted to these quite villainous people?
Because they're so interesting. They don't just have one face.
Yes.
They have many faces, and that for an audience is kind of like a car crash that you want to happen. Because it's not going to end up well. And Nicolas has a lot of that. Like, the character himself is very, I wouldn't even say two-faced. He's like 10-faced. He has a lot of faces for different situations, and that comes from being maybe street savvy and having grown up in the streets, and he's very quick. He's almost like a gambler, and that serves him very, very well.
Yes.
I mean, it gets darker. It starts kind of fun, and it gets darker through the season. But yeah, it's really fun to play because I'm never the same person with different characters.
Good.
I'm given thanks to Cynthia, who's a genius. I'm given the chance to be an actor. This guy's a very good chameleon.
What can you say about his relationship with the Ewings? Because he is going into this, like you said, as an actor, kind of playing this part, doing this for Elena. But he also he could be destroying these people's lives as he's getting to know them. Does he have any regrets? Does he have any second thoughts about what he's doing?
No.
He's just blindly loyal to her.
Yeah, I mean, there's, there's, he may look like he cares, but there's, I think Elena is most important at this moment. And, as the season unravels, there will be other factors thrown in there. But no, his relationship with the Ewings is tense.
Does he ever worry? Elena's she's a good person with a pretty good moral compass, and she's kind of moving away from who her core person is with this plot. Mm-hmm. Does he ever worry that she's going to lose herself? Or is that something he's not really concerned with?
That's a good question, actually. Because she goes through a lot, and it's true. She kind of veers off what we're used to seeing her as. But ultimately, I think this passionate Elena is, you know, is I don't know, is the most interesting one and the most true to what Nicolas knows. You see the fire in Elena this season, and it kind of goes back to her roots. So no, I don't think he worries about that. I mean, yes, there's an element of kind of moving the pieces and doing a chess game in the whole of what's going to happen here. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. He goes with the flow. There's a lot of twists and turns, and going back to him being a chameleon, it's about making the best move, because things will change, you know. There's a plan, but then the plans fall apart, so it's kind of like knowing where to take it.